this week, when I was talking to a client, we were discussing how to shift the needle in the business. We was talking about what part of the business, what number did we need to move? And in all honesty, we probably came up with, 5 or 6 different numbers. And what I said to that client is, you need to work out the one number that you want your team to focus on, and then work on the behaviors to shift that one number. Let me say that again. As a leader of the business, you need to establish the one number that you want your team to focus on, and then develop the strategies, the business, and the behavior to shift that number. Welcome to JTInTheRaw, show 225, where I chew the thin on business, and after 31 years, now nearly 32 years in business, I have just a few thins to chew. It is a beautiful Friday morning here. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Mirror. Coming to you from my little park. And normally I wave my arms around in a JTInTheRaw, but it's a little bit hard today to wave my arms and get all passionate because I've got my mate with me. Check this out. Rox, say hello. There she is. That's my puppy, Roxy. So she's with me in the park today. We are on the walk this morning. So let's have a focus. Let's have a discussion around numbers. The reality is, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to boost sales of widgets, whether you are trying to lift a heavier weight in the gym, whatever the case may be, we focus on numbers. Now, after my years in business, here's what I understand. As a leader, there could be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers that we need to be focusing on at any one time. However, if we push all of that down to our team, respectfully to the majority of our team, they don't have the capabilities to conceptualize all of those numbers and then the respective behaviors to shift those numbers. It is also really important that as a business leader, those behaviors are things that we can control. So let's unpack some of those things that I've just shared with you this morning. First off, why don't our team members have the ability to understand multiple numbers? Well, the reality is, for many of them, they love being a team member. If they themselves were an entrepreneur, if they themselves wanted to be a leader of a team or a department or of a business, then they would be escalating their professional development in order to be so. Sometimes we have people in our business that are a round peg in a round hole. And as business leaders, department leaders, team leaders, even in sport, we have to accept that we do have Indians. They don't have to be all chiefs, because Indians are the ones that win the war. The Indians are the people that get out there and do all the hard work. They are important in our organisation. Now, for those people, they are a round peg in a round hole. They don't need and don't understand all of the numbers that revolve in our business. So our job as the leader is to narrow their focus, I believe, to one number that we want them to shift. Good morning, Elaine. How are you? How's Queensland? Hope you're safe up there and the clubs are doing well up there. We need to narrow the focus for our team so they focus on one particular number. When they have that number indelibly implanted in their mind, it makes it easier for them to understand the behaviors that they need to do in order to change that number. So let's talk about a number that might happen. Maybe we want to have sales. Maybe we want to have more sales in our business. So what do we want our team to focus on? What can the team focus on? What can the team impact? Can they actually impact the number of sales? Well, in order to get sales, we need leads. In order for leads, we need marketing. Can they impact that? Probably not. What they can impact, though, is the number of people that they actually see to who joins, their closing ratio. That's the number we want to focus on, because that is the direct number that they can impact, their own closing ratio. That therefore impacts the number of sales. Does that make sense? What we need to be aware of is that when we're driving, there are lots of numbers on our dashboard, but really the only number that we're interested in is our speed, so we don't get fined. That's the numbers we focus on, and that impacts our behavior, how hard we press on the accelerator. All right, what's another example of numbers that we can focus on? So if we're thinking about, all right, we want to boost the amount of income that we're generating in the business. Okay, that's cool. Megan, good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well up there in Queensland as well. You Queenslanders are up early today. So we want to, what are the things that we can do to boost our income? Well, we can have more people buy, we can have people buy more often, or we can put the price up. Can our staff impact more people buying? Probably not, because that comes back to marketing. Can we have our staff impact the pricing? Not really, because that's a leadership decision. What we can impact is people buying more often. So our role as the leader is to then train, work with, and have the team focus on the repeat buying cycle. So it doesn't matter what business we are in, it's really actually very simple. And this is what I find what we do in business is we overcomplicate things. We make it too hard for our team. There are too many things we're asking them to focus on. There's a great book, it's called The One Thing. What is the one thing that you can do today to grow your business? What is the one thing today that you can do to change a number in your business? So all of these things all come together. Yes, that, for those that are just joining me, that's a lead because I've got my little mate next to me. Rox, sit down. Good girl, say hello. There she is. That's my little puppy, she's with me. So what I'm saying today, ladies and gentlemen, is I need you to focus. I need you to focus in your business on one number. I need you to think about what is that one number that I can give to my sales team, my marketing team, my production team, my personal training team, my front desk team, my physiotherapist team. What is the one number that I want them to focus on? And then what are the multiple behaviors that they can do to influence that number? I hope that makes sense. This really dawned on me personally this week when I was using Strava for a run. When you look down at your Strava on your smartwatch, you see a whole bucket load of numbers. You've got the normal time, you've got the time per kilometre, you've got your heart rate, you've got how far you've gone. And I was trying to run and look at all of these numbers at the same time because I'm thinking I've got to be home by this time, so I need to know what actual time it is. I want to be hitting splits at this, so I need to be looking at what speed I go, but I also want to get my heart rate up to the right range, and I also want to know what distance to go. No. The reality for me was quite simply the interval that I was running. The time was the important thing. So what I had to focus on and what made it easy was when I was very clear in my mind what number I need to focus on, when I glanced down at my smartwatch, I was able to go, there's the number that I need. I'm on target or I'm off target. I need to go faster or I'm on target and I can just keep going at this pace. Ladies and gentlemen, the scoreboard for me was my watch. That told me exactly where I was at and how I was running. That's another important component to your team and knowing where they're at and how they're progressing. If you got any value out of today's show, I would love you to hit the share button wherever it happens to be on the whatever device you're watching. If you did enjoy the show, always love the love hearts. I saw Megan give me a few love hearts earlier. So if you got value out of today's show, please hit me with a love heart, whether you're watching live or on replay. And if you know anyone that could get value, please share. So let me finish again with my point. The point of today's show is this. Don't overcomplicate business for your team. As leaders, yeah, it's complicated for us. There's lots of moving pieces. But for our team, give them one thing to focus on, one number, and the behaviors that they need to do in order to change that number. And when you've got that as a focus, my bet is your business is going to grow. Your team are going to feel more satisfaction in their job role, and everybody will be happier. I hope you enjoyed today's show. As I said, if you got any value, hit the share button, hit me with a love heart right now. I'll be back same time next week for JTInTheRaw. So I will catch you. Is that Rox? You going to say bye? Say bye. We will catch you on the flip side.